What's up, Cat? How you doing?
Yeah.
To replace Raijin.
I know, right? Raijin done turned into a whole cat today, but it's all right because for
Yeah,
all
he's
of our
a
Neko
co-host.
lovers, all our cat lovers, we got cat face today instead of cat ass. Um,
Oh.
I'm just
but
here. Just that.
welcome. Anyway, good afternoon, good morning, good evening, and good night, everyone. Wherever you are, whenever you're watching this, welcome to Start Button Live. We're a safe haven for geeks, nerds, dweebs, blurs, nerds, and gamers. I'm your host, King Anarchy. Here we have with us Mr. Cat,
Yeah.
um, aka Hopper, I'm guessing.
Yeah, that's Hopper.
Yeah.
Hey, look at that. Yeah.
And we have Hustle. Of
Hey.
course it's Raijin up there, but we got Hustle here. We are your
Oh.
key mainstay
Oh.
staples in Start Button, and we are
It's
happy
me.
to have you. Oh, look, there he is. It's
There
magic.
he is.
You want to take his spot on the bed to relax because he's got a hard life. Just sleeping and eating, sleeping and eating.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So today we're here to discuss a couple of things that we wanna address as gamers, things that kind of are a little bit pet peeves. We might talk a little bit about file sizes again, like we did last week. Like how can we improve them? How can we fix the bloat? But for the most part, I just want to know, are gamers here to have fun or gamers here to complain? So before we get into our number one topic, we're going to start with our question of the day, as always. So probably ask a couple of questions because this never turns into one question of the day. The question that I have for you guys today is: do you have a game that you always tend to come back to, no matter how many new games you buy? Rajan, I know already.
Well, it's a combination too. It's League of Legends, World of Warcraft.
So League of Legends, obviously, because I know that any League player typically plays League for years. Even I have had League installed in my PC for years at this point. I don't play League seriously, but I play it enough where I'm like, I'm gonna just log on. What's up, Shmoney? How you doing, V? Welcome to the show. What about you, Hustle? What you got? What you got?
Me, it's Warframe. It used to be Smite, but then the whole Smite 2 debacle, and Smite 1 is
How is that a
now
debacle? I hear Smite 2 is getting better.
I have no interest in playing it
It
because
was
I don't
more
What
have
kind?
access
so.
to
It
all my
was more.
characters.
Yeah, it was more so you lost access to all the skins you had in the first game, and then they didn't do a one-to-one translation of the money you spent. So then you had to. They gave you like basically
Half of it.
60% value of what you spent on skins, and then they gave you that as currency, the gems, whatever it is, in Smite 2, and then you have to rebuy whatever skins you
And
Okay.
also because they're doing it's a full from the ground up with Unreal Engine 5. They haven't brought over all the characters. So the characters I even main aren't in the game yet. So
I mean, they're still bringing over characters, so I
yeah,
would.
well, I
I
know,
don't
but
know
it's
who
like
you main, but I would continue to check in. And that was probably one of the reasons why they couldn't one to one skins people. Just me thinking. You know,
but it
it
pissed a
still
lot of
feels
people off
bad,
because
but it is considered a new game. Like Overwatch moving into Overwatch 2, they brought over all the original characters when they released the game. And
and
so you were
skins.
supposed to get your skins. Difference is that the people who paid for Overwatch 1 now have access to free Overwatch 2. And the people who paid for those the people who paid for those loot boxes to get those skins, they better have given you them skins back.
Damn right. I had so many skins in that. You're like, you better let me have all my skins,
You
all my
remember what it was like to
legendaries.
open Overwatch boxes? We played that game pretty hard body when it first came out. So
That is very true.
you remember what it was like to
want.
open those boxes.
2016 was a magical year for Overwatch.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
All right. So now here's another question. We're about to move into our shame games category. What is a game that you have reinstalled more times than you would like to admit?
For honor.
You know what? That's fair. I'm gonna blame Loon on this one, but I have installed For Honor more times than I would like to admit.
I like to see how
Uh,
fast it takes me to uninstall it.
there's got to be another game that I actually like install and uninstall.
2
more
matches.
than- You know what? What is that? What is that? What is that game that we used to play that was like a battle royale, but it was like martial arts battle royale? I still install it sometimes.
I need to go back to that. It's been a while since I played it. I have it on Steam and
I got it on I got it on Steam and PS5, and have different levels for both.
Oh,
Naraka Blade
I
Point.
didn't. Naraka, yeah.
Naraka Blade Point.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I had a friend who literally, probably still plays it. She loved Naraka, but she loves where winds meet more. And so, like, when I had told her, because she's one of those type of people where she's like, I only play like multiplayer type games or whatever. I'm like, bro, you like Ark, you like survival games, you like Final Fantasy 14. I was like, give this game a try. She was like, I'll try. I said, it's free. This way you don't lose any investment. And just try it out. You can build houses. You can do this. You can do that. Like, and she tried where the winds meet, and she loves it. So I don't know that she's gotten back on Naraka since, but I know that Naraka used to be like one of her main games, and now where the winds meet actually is up there on her list. So just little free games. Like, I like free games. Free games are amazing. I don't think that they I think they get more hate than they should. But
How about to
that's
say?
just me.
I think mines are like randomly like, because sometimes I don't keep them installed if I'm not like playing like most single player games. Sometimes I actually will uninstall shit, not for any particular reason. Not like I don't have space. It's just like, yeah, I'll install it. But it's like Dark Souls 1 and 3. I'll just be like, I want to do another run through of that. Reinstall, play again, play the
You beat
DLCs.
the game and then delete it.
Yeah, not for any particular reason. I don't know why I uninstall it at that point. Just keep it installed. But I'll just go back to it like, I kind of want to try a new build run Dark Souls 3, and then just reinstall, play through it again. It's been like at least a dozen times doing that.
Okay.
Not gonna lie.
I thought of another one too.
What a
Last of Us Part 1. I played through that a lot of times.
oh,
It's,
interesting.
It's like, what, like 12 hours.
Fallout New Vegas is another like reinstall, play through again,
That's a good one.
uninstall. Like,
Okay, so I also don't have. I haven't uninstalled it, but I do have like multiple playthroughs of Cyberpunk 2077. Like a lot of playthroughs of that.
Okay, that's fair. It's a good game.
Yeah.
It's a really good game.
Scarily relevant now too.
that's conversation for not the episode.
Yeah, conversation for another day.
So, all right. What game do you think that you own that you'll probably end up still playing 5 years from now? Like, if you have to think about one game that you play that'll probably be a 5 years from now.
I'm totally not gonna play League of Legends 5 years from now.
Warframe.
Yeah, it'll be League of Legends. Probably. I mean, unless they completely ruin the game, but like, I don't know.
I don't really see them doing that. I mean, they've already put in WASD.
Thing.
Like, you give me controller support for League, and I might be playing every day.
The only thing that's probably gonna stop me from playing League if I ever get like permaban or something like that. But I don't talk in the game, so I shouldn't get permaban.
I'm probably gonna have to say the only game that I could actually foresee me having on my phone in 5 years is League. I was talking about it earlier. I play a lot of gacha games, and my thing is that with gacha games, I could say, "Oh, I'm playing this game." You never know when they're gonna end a service, and when they end a service, they just end of service and you can't do anything about it. I've lost a few games like that. The one game that has stolen the most of my money is gone, you know. But I did play it for a good 4 or 5 years before, like, it's money well spent. There are still some games that are on my phone or that I play like every day that have I've been playing for years. It's one of those things where you can put in 5, 10 minutes, not feel punished, or lay down in bed, play a little bit, and then be like, all right, I'm good. I can go to sleep for the night. I've accomplished my daily goals. I progressed through the entire story. I progressed through the story like 5 times because they have a story mode, and then it'll go like easy, normal, hard, hell, purgatory. So I've done the runs through on each difficulty, you know. Anyway,
Oh, another one of mine too is probably gonna be Division Two. I install it every now and then, especially if there's like an event. Like I think one of the times I installed it because you could get like they were having like a Resident Evil crossover, and I was just like, oh, I want to see if I can get all the costumes in it. I did.
maybe not such a controversial opinion. I'm not as big a fan as of Division Two as I was of Part One.
Yeah, like the
I
first
No
know a
matter
lot of
how much
people
I
say
try.
that.
most people say like the first one, but in agreement. I did like enjoy have my better time with the first one.
Yeah, I will say this: the first one has the best map because I think it's hard to follow up with like Manhattan, like a full almost 1-to-1 scale Manhattan when you just like, oh, here's DC. It's like DC's way smaller than Manhattan, dude. Like
I don't know that it was the setting for me.
for me, it was the setting.
The game just felt different. The game wasn't at night, so it didn't feel as ominous.
I mean, there was
Um,
daytime too in Division One.
yeah, but I'm just saying, like in a Division One, it was mostly at night. Like it felt like permanent night. Like
Night,
in
Christmas
Division
time
Two,
too.
yeah, like in a Division Two, like sure, it I don't know. I don't know that it did a great job of continuing to push that post-apocalyptic feeling where like it's lawless, but like
If
it
yeah, it
feels
felt more. The world felt more stable, which is like not what I wanted out of
exactly.
Division.
Yeah,
That's exactly what I'm
yeah.
talking
I
about.
that's
Like
that's fair because as far as I know, Division Two is supposed to be like now you're restructuring and you're trying to
correct.
rebuild the
Yeah.
government.
But like we talked about in older episode, like some rumors about Division Three have been popping up recently in the news. So it's like
Actually, I just saw something saying
Yeah,
that
I'm
Division
like,
3 is
saying
still
saying
in
it's to be like
development.
big, be like way bigger. But like we talk about like way older episodes, like 20, 30 episodes. So like take it somewhere else in the world, like doing like a like Brazil or like Japan or like some other crazy big city. Like I hope they do something like that. And don't
no,
make
Rio
it.
be crazy to see how Rio goes through that shit.
I don't know. I don't know. I think Rio would be uh I hate to say it like this, but I feel like Rio would kind of be par for the course.
I mean, it makes sense.
If that makes
Like,
sense. Like, because all right, so here's my thing. If you know that the Division One started with money, right?
mhm.
What you would want to do is you would want to go to a place where you know that the currency is strong. And usually they're not as lawless, or don't have that tendency. Like Rio is a beautiful city. It's a beautiful city. But once you leave out of certain areas, you feel like you're in danger. And that
I
happens
feel
with a
like
lot of
true, but I feel like it would make sense because like what do places like Brazil usually have? Tourism.
yes.
Usually goes there. Americans. And you can't
Yes.
tell me that Americans that travel to places don't usually have US
Which
dollars
is,
on
which
them.
is which is which is fine.
So it's
But
easy to spread the virus down there with no problems.
absolutely. My
Especially
my next call would have been London, like I said.
Yeah, you could probably make the UK and London work.
could do well too.
Show how the UK is falling apart. The UK has laws against guns, right? So like knifing is a problem there.
How about
Like
this? So is the division
getting
Division 3 is gonna
stabbed,
be
getting
nine.
shanked, getting jigged up. That is an issue there. But if the division kind of post-apocalyptic thing happens, I'd love for them to explain how guns and flamethrowers and things of that nature got into the hands of the people.
Oh, I can easily explain that shit. Russia.
That's crazy. Not going into that, but
They
it kind of makes sense.
guns, like
Yeah,
arms
but I'm just
dealers?
saying it kind of makes. I understand, but it would
Not-
also
okay,
be
not
nice
particularly
to
Russia,
see
but
the
just arms
change.
dealers. I'll say that. Arms dealers. There you go.
Yeah, like it would be very interesting to see how the changes translate. So
Yeah, the division could launch
Yeah,
a smaller sect going in, finding out, like, let's say like arms dealers start taking over parts of the UK and stuff like that when the virus hit and everything like that.
right, and it would literally be an expansion of, because the division is technically like a United States almost undercover military type branch at this point, from what it looks like. It feels like that in the game at least. I don't remember
They
how it was
are.
explained, but imagine the division being a NATO inspired or a NATO led worldwide branch of
I thought they were.
military. I'm unsure.
Yeah.
Remember, I'm not an expert here. And I'm trying to recall a story from years ago.
Well, in the first game, there was the green poison, which was in the first game isolated to New York City, but then in Division 2 became global. So you could easily write a story that like trying to contain it, or maybe scientists in other countries are weaponized or got samples of it, didn't get infected, or trying to weaponize it to redeploy in other areas or something, like to collapse them completely, or to use it, weaponize it against the division. I don't know. Like you could, there's a bunch of different ways you could go.
Oh, I'm wrong. Yeah, it is. It is the division. At least starts off as a
A US.
primarily United States
Yeah.
sleeper agent group that gets
Right.
activated.
Which means that it was always in place. But like again, if
wait,
you
that
if
could
you
work.
were to, make it a NATO group, that would actually be very interesting, because that does allow worldwide expansion. So as long as the division stays with that, because it's a Tom Clancy game.
Yeah.
So as long as the division stays with being a United States sleeper group that is activated, then the setting's always going to be in the United States, which means that you would just have to think of different cities within the US that would be interesting or entertaining. Like you could do Houston, you could do Vegas. Although
Chicago.
Vegas is largely just the strip, but imagine having the verticality of some of the buildings in Vegas on the strip. Imagine going through the casinos, going through the hotels, and what kind of designing they could do there.
It's kind of wild too, is that like Tom Clancy's name is on everything, but he has been long since gone and has nothing to do with any of the stuff. It's kind
It's his family.
Yeah, true. You kind of have to wonder. It's like, would Tom Clancy? Well, I can see him writing the division.
I was about to
You know
say,
what? I can see that
are these based off of his books? Like,
Some
Has he-
are. Not
because I
all.
believe there used to be Rainbow Six books, right?
Yeah, there were.
Yeah, there were.
I don't know if
think
there
he
was
redeemed
ever a
it.
division, a book about the division, but I don't know what Tom. I haven't read any. Of
It
Tom
fits in his. It fits in his style. Like, I will say this: it does fit within his style. Like, I could see him writing the division or something similar to that.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I don't know how it actually got the Tom Clancy name, because there is no division books. Like
Yeah. I mean,
Hmm.
I think Ubisoft owns the rights to the name, or how? Like, I never understood like what was that whole thing. Like, do they own They don't own his estate. I know that.
No, the
right?
family owns the estate, but they license out the Tom Clancy name for games to Ubisoft years ago. That's why they
Yeah.
Ghost Recon, Rainbow Six, like Division, everything like that.
That makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense.
Because Tom Clancy died in 2013 apparently, so yeah, they were making Tom Clancy games way before he passed away. So
apparently he did actually like co-found a studio, Red Storm Entertainment. Oh, that makes sense. The studio that he co-founded, got bought out by Ubisoft. That makes sense. Okay, now I get it.
You know how this industry works.
Yeah, that's true.
All right, so let's get into something. We're going to get into the meat and potatoes right away. So it appears that everybody has an opinion, but very few people are actually playing. Just to clear that up, people are still playing games. In 2026, people still play games. In 2025, people played games. They're playing a lot of games. They're just not necessarily playing the new ones that everybody's yelling about online. That's kind of the interesting part. Like we've hit this weird moment in new games where they get absolutely roasted day one. You know, somebody always has something negative to say about this game and that game and whatever, and you see tons of this game, blah 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 blah, and then like there's a whole bunch of feedback, there's a bunch of player feedback, there's negative reviews, and a lot of people haven't even played the game. They just want to have something to say online. They want to have something to complain about. They want to have something to talk about. They want to just be able to say something, because in 2025, the most played games were still games from 2024. At least this is what some of the data says. Across different platforms, the 5 most played games in early of 2025 were titles like Fortnite, Call of Duty, Grand Theft Auto 5, Roblox, Minecraft. Those were your top 5. Then you still have, of course, your Maddens, your 2Ks, your FIFAs. Those are always core games, no matter how many people complain about them, because they come out every year. They're the same game with a different roster or with updated rosters that you pay $70 for all over again, and you start your Ultimate Team journey all over again to have the newest changes, or because they stopped supporting the old games. So, like, it's weird because the contradiction isn't that people aren't gaming; it's that the loudest opinions aren't coming from the people who are playing the games.
Yeah, stupid.
If the people with the loud opinions are the ones that aren't playing the games, then why are the people that are the loudest even talking at all?
Folks out there are engaging in conversations they don't need to be having. Like I've seen, we all did our Steam Wrap, right? I think everybody in Starbutton did our Steam Wrap. But they also shows the amount of people who actually have played new games. That number was small. I think it was like 10% of people played new games or something like that. Like overall, out of all the data that was on Steam, of all things,
like 70% of my Steam Wrap was new games.
I would say a good. I think mine was like 35% to 40% of new games. Because for some reason it didn't count Rivals as like a new game for 2025. And I spent a majority playing that.
Rivals came out in 2025, didn't it?
It doesn't count. It didn't count it as new. It counted it as like present.
That's stupid. That's stupid.
Yeah, I don't know why. But like the numbers is out there. Y'all don't play game. Not our audience. Y'all play games. But
I mean, I wholeheartedly believe our audience plays games, especially Rivals. Like that's the game that he can see himself playing in 5 years.
Yeah.
Rivals.
Yeah, like if y'all watching us, you clearly are the demographic that actually engages
Rivals
in
came out
games.
December 2024 is what he said.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right.
It's so close, so it's hard to like remember.
It's like right on the cusp. But yeah, like people do not play game. Y'all listen, this is why GTA 6 ain't coming out. Because y'all keep playing GTA 5. Why would I release a new game if I know that y'all just gonna keep playing the same old thing that you've been playing since 2013? Why do I need to put out a new game? You just gonna keep playing GTA. You just gonna keep playing Call of Duty. You just gonna keep playing Fortnite. Y'all,
I mean,
y'all
Call of
gotta
Duty
let-
puts out a new game every year.
it's the same thing. It's the same thing. Listen,
Not according to Black Ops 7.
I guarantee you. Oh God. Ugh. I guarantee you they're not counting actual like retail release Call of Duty, they're counting Warzone. I guarantee you that COD is Warzone. It ain't the premium version of COD that people pay to play. It's the free version of it.
No, I mean it could be the premium version because people play the multiplayer.
Hold on.
People
No.
live on Call of Duty multiplayer. If you don't do Warzone, like if you're a Call of Duty player, and I used to be a Call of Duty player, I used to play Call of Duty heavily. If you don't live on Call of Duty, or like if you don't do like Warzone, you will be playing that multiplayer. I played. There were times where I never played through the story and played hundreds of hours of that multiplayer.
No, I agree. When I play COD, I play the multiplayer. I don't touch Warzone. I'd rather play the actual regular team deathmatch, whatever.
I didn't remember
That type
Steam replay being such a pain in the ass to find. I was trying to like look and get the percent number again.
Yeah, that percent number is crazy. That exposed a lot of shit. Like y'all out here talking about games,
special sections,
how bad games are, and gaming is dead, and y'all don't play nothing new. Y'all play the same old shit that you've been playing for like 10 plus years. But want to have all these opinions on what's a good game and what isn't these days. And it's like you don't even play the new shit that comes out. So how would you know how bad a game is if you don't even try to pick it up and play it?
Yeah, I played 61% new releases. And so the percentage of playtime Steam by all Steam users and released from the last 1 to 7 years was 44%.
Yeah.
I didn't even realize I had the range of 1 to 7 years. That's kind of crazy that 56% of people didn't play any new games from the past 1 to 7 years. That's crazy.
That's
Well,
sad.
when they
Even
say
though
new
it's-
games, they usually mean games that came out that year. Like,
No, yeah, it says releases from the last 1 to 7 years.
oh,
I had 32.
Yeah.
I had 32% of new releases.
Yeah, for new releases, I played 61% games released 2025. For specifically for 2025, 14% of Steam users played new games released in 2025.
Y'all some frauds.
I just had to
Y'all
talk with my cuz.
frauds.
Why would 2K and COD switch the game when y'all gonna pre-order it when it comes out?
Yeah,
There you go.
He's right. Not
That's
wrong.
true.
He
That
ain't
is
wrong.
it. Now we
That's
getting
true.
to the meat and potatoes. Why would they switch anything? But like, here's the thing. This year, Call of Duty has been technically labeled as the worst Call of Duty in history, pretty much.
Which is
What-
crazy.
what
It's like
changed
worse
about
than
it?
Now.
It's like worse than Ghosts and Infinite Warfare or whatever
Yeah.
it was.
Right. So what changed it? Why are people unhappy with it? If the multiplayer formula is the same, right? They gave us a story. Like they could have been like the old Call of Duties and the old Battlefields and just skipped the story completely. Like
Well,
they gave
before
us
that-
zombies. You still have Warzone.
Because
Well, the
well,
year-
I was just gonna say, because they learned so many people play Warzone and still dump money into Warzone, even though it's a free-to-play mode for skins and other shit like that, and battle passes and season passes, they make so much money off that they just like, let's do like the bare minimum we need to for a campaign. Obviously, we gotta make sure the multiplayer is updated in some fashion.
Yeah.
But people didn't come back to Warzone.
They
like-
did it with Modern Warfare.
And they're
3.
gonna buy the new one just to get the updates to Warzone.
Yeah, they did that with Modern Warfare 3, where the campaign was basically just an open world Warzone map. It literally is just a Warzone map. That was your campaign for 3.
So you remember how Call of Duty had done a battle royale before Warzone?
They did.
Yes, they tried it 1 year,
Is that the
and
one that had like vehicles or whatever? No, wait, no, that was the one that's like
Yeah, it was in Black Ops 4. It was a Blackout.
right. Yeah, Blackout.
so but it did not resonate. It didn't hit. People didn't like it.
Didn't get that.
So why
battle
why
royale
why is
buzz.
Warzone such a big success, but Blackout wasn't?
Because people like the battle royale function, but they like the feel of Call of Duty. Like people like Fortnite, but I don't play a lot of BRs, but like if I was to play a BR, I would rather play Warzone than Fortnite because I do like how COD feels versus playing Fortnite.
So
Yeah.
then why was Blackout unsuccessful? Because it didn't feel like COD.
I don't, if I recall correctly, this is going back like almost 10 years because Black Ops 4 was like
This is
2017, 2018 was Black Ops 4, whatever it was.
Yeah.
And I don't think the map was as like well thought out as it is in Warzone.
I think the map was like small or something, and
It was like smaller
yeah.
scale, like, and you didn't have as many players. Like, it's just COD Blackout.
Well, another thing too that we're not mentioning is that you had to buy 4 to access Blackout. You don't have to buy any COD to access Warzone.
Well, that's
Warzone's
now.
own
That's the lesson that
section.
they learned now.
Yeah, that's free. I think because it's like if I have to buy, it's you know what it is. You know what it is. Blackout is exactly the same reason why DMZ failed. DMZ failed, despite the fact that DMZ is a phenomenal game mode.
DMZ is no longer in the game.
No, they gave that up.
Okay.
So
DMZ
Blackout
failed because DMZ wasn't free.
So Blackout, you had no loadouts. You got everything. You had to get everything as like a regular BR as you go into the game. You couldn't there were no supply drops.
Nope.
There was friendly fire, which is crazy.
Oh yeah, there was. Yeah, that was bad.
You had 2 maps, the core map, and you had the Alcatraz map. But the map doesn't look as big from looking at the preview map.
I think if DMZ came out now, it would probably do better than Warzone.
The thing, no, with people playing Arc Raiders, that's the new extraction shooter crack. So, and people still play Tarkov like crazy.
As I'm saying, now extraction shooters are the next battle royale. In terms of like
the DMZ
popularity.
came out when Tarkov wasn't even as big as it was now, and people were still playing Tarkov more.
Somehow Fortnite still. Well, then again, Fortnite is. I can't. You know what? I can't even say Fortnite is a battle royale anymore because Lego Fortnite is way different than regular Fortnite. Lego Fortnite is essentially Minecraft, but official. It's official Lego Minecraft at this point. Like it's got a full detailed build system, build your own vehicles, all that shit. Like you don't have to touch. Now you don't have to touch regular Fortnite. If you want to spend all your time just playing Lego Fortnite, you can just do that. That's like the only reason I actually go back is when they update Lego Fortnite.
So why does so much conversation tend to happen before people even touch new games?
I'm
Like,
trying to.
Why
Algorithms-
is opinion
algorithm
travel
views.
faster than experience?
It's like a weird funnel because realistically, you should never listen to me about Madden, 2K, Call of Duty because I don't play that shit. I play RPGs, I play fighting games, I play roguelikes, and I play MOBAs a lot and MMOs here and there. And so in a lot of Souls like Metrovanias. You can come to me and ask me about those games. But I don't go out of my way to like explode my opinion out on shit I don't play because I don't play it.
Mhm.
But for some reason, there's a way larger population than should be of people who get views. And if you're getting views, good on you, but I don't think you should be, of talking about shit you don't play. It's like when Shroud kept talking about Expedition 33 and one never playing the game. and only thing like Arc Raiders should win. He's like, oh, what, you didn't like Expedition 33? I ain't play it. Then why are you talking about it? Like, you could have just said nothing and been more like productive. Like what?
Or like when Tin the Tap Man said that nothing good came out except for like Marvel Rivals, and I was just like,
And that's all he plays.
oh. I was like, why are you having this conversation? You don't play no games.
There are also way too many like very popular gaming streamers. I put gaming streamers like this because they don't play a variety of games. Like they play like 1 to 2, 3 to 4 games max, and then they'll try stuff because their chat saying like, oh, you should give this a try, you should give this a try, and then they find it's a game for not them, and then proceed to just try to do everything in their power to bash that game. If the game's not for you, game's not for you. Cool.
Yeah.
Like,
see, that's as much as
negativity sells, dude. That's the problem now, is that negativity sells. You get so many views if you are talking negatively about some shit that you know you don't even like, as opposed to like talking about some shit that you're super passionate about. I like talking about shit that I'm passionate about. I like hearing people talk about shit that they're passionate about. If someone wants to talk about like how they love this Gundam model, I'm here to watch it. Especially if they're like super passionate about the shit. I don't want to hear somebody talk about like, oh,
Can I tell you about this Gundam figure that I'm in love with right now?
yeah.
you won't.
So I play Gundam card game, right? And they just announced that set 5, their anniversary set, they're going to be introducing G Gundam.
I saw that announcement yesterday.
I know, right?
Yeah, I figured that was gonna happen.
Everybody is going nuts. Oh, I need to buy a case of it. Anyway, so I played a Gundam card game. I went to a tournament like last week or whatever, and one of the guys was like, "Oh, you weren't here for like Christmas, New Year." That time I was like, no, and so unfortunately, like I would just stay home. I don't want to be out during like New Year's and Christmas and all of that stuff. So he's like, oh well, I brought in Christmas gifts for everybody, and he was like, I got like a couple left. Let me just go to the car, and then you can pick it. It was a blind box, like a little, like basically he did a grab bag, but it was also a blind box. So I reached. He was like, just reach in and grab one, right? He was like, and then he was like, there's one gold and there's one red. Do you want gold or red? I was like, just let me get the gold. I was like, gold, like over and over again. I said gold. So he pulls it out, he hands it to me. It's, all right, well, good luck. And I was like, thank you very much. I appreciate this because you didn't have to do this for everybody. Apparently, he gave a bunch of things out. But the thing that I actually got from this box was a little figure,
little SD
Wing Zero Endless Waltz.
I like
So
that.
I that's why I said this is absolute fire. Speaking on Gundam, and they had like different levels or whatever, because like I said, it was kind of like a gotcha box, I guess. I don't really know, but I appreciate it. So Boxbot, if you watching, I appreciate you. Thank you. But yeah, Gundam figures.
Yeah, I mean, speaking of which, you might want to get Gundam Breaker 4. I got it on when it was on sale. Highly recommend.
I played Breaker 3. I don't know why I held off on Breaker 4.
4 is way better.
Well, 3 was
they
good.
fixed a lot of shit in 4.
I like 3. There
I know
was
a lot of
something.
people hated 3 though.
No, I mean I could understand that, I guess. But anyway, back to the topic at hand.
Negativity sells.
So we actually have new games have a break-in problem. There are a few things that actually stand in the way as obstacles for new games when they come out. Number one is price. So
Yeah.
number two is they have to compete with established communities. And number three is they have to justify the time investment. So with new games, they have to justify that they are worth 70, 60, 40, Any of that. They have to justify that they're worth the price. And yes, they have to justify being worth $40. And I'll use Concord as an example.
I don't feel like
Because
that's
the face that you were making was like $40. Like, it's a lot more easy to justify $40, but Concord didn't make it. Not even a whole year.
Not even a quarter of a year.
You have to justify being the price that you have. You have to justify the time investment that you're asking people to do. A lot more games are going to be open world. Like, people, like, even I thought that I was one of those players that, thoroughly needed all of my adventure games to be open world. I don't. I've discovered that I don't, because open world usually comes with side quests, and they're usually asking me for 200, 300 hours of my time, and I don't have it. I don't have it anymore. I don't have that same amount of time to invest. I'm not saying to just give me the story and let me live, but at the same time, like, the more you give me to get distracted with, the more likely it is that I'm putting your game down before I even get close to the end. That's where tone doesn't beat games comes from. Because you started giving me a lot more side quests, you started giving me a lot more open-endedness. I would find myself walking around in a world for 60 hours and then being like, all right, well, the next game is out and I need to experience this game. So I'm going to put this down. I'm going to come back to it.
not wrong.
And I just never go back, or it takes me years to go back. Now the game has entered into my backlog, and I haven't had the opportunity to get back to it because there's so many new things coming out. Now I'm there again in 2025. I thought we actually had a slow season of games. I was like, oh, there wasn't a whole bunch of good games that came out in 2025. Looking back on 2025, I was wrong.
We had a lot. It was almost as crazy as 2023. Like,
yeah,
but that's what I'm saying. And I thought 2023 was a slow year because we look at landmark years like 2024, where we get games like Baldur's Gate and Spider-Man at the same time.
That was 2023.
2023.
Oh, that was 23?
No, that's what I mean. Yeah, 2023 was an unprecedented year because we also had Diablo 4, Street Fighter 6,
God of War,
Mortal Kombat 1, Ragnarok. No, Ragnarok was 2022, wasn't it?
Helldivers 2 was 2020.
You sure?
Ragnarok November 2022. Yeah, we had Helldivers 2 beginning of, was that 2024 or 2023?
2024. My bad. Yeah. No. 2024 was crazy too.
Yeah. 2024 also had good games, but 2023 was crazy. Like,
no, 2024 had Baldur's Gate, didn't it?
That's 2023.
Yeah, hold on. Wait.
Baldur's Gate 3 is 2023.
Didn't it? No.
Wait, no, because I did a video.
Oh, you're right. You're right, because Astrobot won Game of the Year in 2024.
Hey, whoa. 2024 was still crazy too because it had Helldivers 2, Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth, Dragon's Dogma 2, Black Myth Wukong, Tekken 8, Prince of Persia: Lost Crown, Like a Dragon: Infinite Wealth.
Yeah, I'm not saying 2024 wasn't also bad. 2023 also had a lot of crazy stuff come out that was like, oh shit, this actually came out, like between Baldur's Gate 3, Diablo 4, Street Fighter 6.
Out of all of that list that you just listed for 2024, name one game that compared to the top 5 in 2023.
Astrobot, Shadow of the Erdtree. Well, that wasn't.
That was DLC.
Black Myth Wukong.
You also got to remember, Tears of the Kingdom was also 2023. Hogwarts Legacy.
That's what I'm saying. Tears of the Kingdom came out the same year as
Hogwarts Legacy. No, Resident Evil 4 remake was also 2023. Street Fighter 6, Mario Brothers Wonder, Spider-Man 2. Like 2023 was an insane year.
Wait, I thought
yes.
No, because they went up against Baldur's Gate 3. Everyone's saying like Spider-Man 2 should have won Game of the Year. That was that same year.
And you know what? Everybody was expecting for 2025 to be just like 2023 because we were supposed to get GTA 6 in 2025. We got a new Monster Hunter in 2025. And it seems like the trend is that all of the even years are usually the slower years. And then all of the odd years are the years where we get the crazy good games.
Also, 2023. That was the Dead Space remake as well. That was Like a Dragon Ishii. That was, I'm like just going through
these past 4.
We've been
5
eating
years,
good the
it's been
past 4
crazy.
years, and it's been great. We had Kirby Return to Dreamland in 2023. We also
There's so
had
much shit I still haven't played. From all of them.
Uh,
Because there's
what-
a lot.
Wolong Fallen Dynasty. That was 2023. The last Fatal Frame game. That was 2023. Like, it was a crazy year for big games and also games like niche games too.
Yeah.
There was a new Legend of Heroes 2023. Like,
So what's the
band-
most memorable game from 2024 then, besides Astrobot?
Black Myth
Power
Wukong,
World was out.
Black Myth Wukong, Power World,
Power World was a surprise. And nobody.
Helldivers 2.
Helldivers, that was a good one. That's still being played. That's still being talked about quite a bit.
Tekken 8.
Yes,
Yep.
obviously fighting games are going to be fighting games. You know, like
Also, shout outs to Helldivers because they figured out how to optimize their stuff. So now the install is going to be 20 something.
significantly smaller.
Yeah, they
Hell
already did
yeah.
that. I think they already did that patch.
I think that's no, that's in beta still. So
Okay.
the initial is
Oh,
still.
Balatro was 2024.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, Balatro. Yep.
Hellblade 2, Metaphor, Refantasio was 2024. Like we've eaten good the past 3 years. It's
I
been
still
so when
haven't-
people say that there's no games to play, and I'm like, you don't play games. Then you just
Yeah.
straight up don't play
No.
games.
there was so much to play that like
I
The
still
back
haven't.
end,
I
crazy.
have Metaphor, and I still haven't started. Like because there's so many other games that like came out that I'm like,
y'all
shit.
keep bombarding us with games, which is a great problem. It's a great problem to have.
It's a good problem to have. Like getting thrown a bunch of games every year is a good problem to have. The problem is that sometimes we don't have the time or the money. But at the same time, if I don't have the time or the money, I'm not going to talk bad about a game that I don't play.
That part.
And
That part.
yes, so we have to justify the price. We have to justify the time investment. We have to justify the live service because live service games are the most popular right now. But what does a new game need to have in order to pull you away from your main game? Does it need to have buzz? Like Baldur's Gate got me to get the game on PC and PS5.
It just has to be
And that wasn't even my style of game. Like I had never played Divinity. I had never played any of the any of the previous Baldur's Gates. I haven't played any of that.
I'll be real. It just has to be interesting. That's it. And it just has to look interesting.
Yeah, and honestly, it just has to have like some kind of text game. Like a new game I just picked up because I just saw someone on TikTok live stream it. It's a roguelike that plays like Diablo called Shape of Dreams. Great co-op roguelike game. I've already put like 20 hours in. I bought it like a week ago.
So let me ask you a question because now you just brought up a point. Are live streamers and content creators the problem, or are they the solution?
I think it's like 50.
Double
It's, yeah, it's like 50-50.
Which is funny because we fall.
Like if you think about it, how do you hear about your games now? YouTube, live streamers, Twitch, TikTok.
Twitch.
So your
TikTok.
main
TikTok's
advertisement for video gaming is content creation.
TikTok's how I found out about Dead Zone Rogue. Played the hell out of that last year. I think that was like 4% of my gameplay last year. That roguelike.
Yeah.
So it's like honestly a lot of games that I didn't already know about that I just find by chance. Either I found a random live stream somebody playing. I'm like, hold up, this.
Not gonna
This guy-
lie,
this
I
guy's
don't
so-
mind paying 74 game, but I need to have like a 6-hour free trial because if I don't like it, I want my money back. And most of that, I don't really like trying new games because of the price. I started
Great.
playing Borderlands. I bought the collection and I love it.
Hey,
Yeah,
there you
That's
go.
fair. That's
That is
fair.
that is one thing that I wish Steam would expand, like just up the 2-hour return limit to like 4.
Yeah,
Because some games don't really get going in 2 hours.
that's true. A thing that I do like though is we're seeing way more demos now of games than we were before. Like a lot of demos.
Yes.
now.
Oh my god. I don't know what. Like the reason I bought that Metroidvania, I follow Metroidvanias like pretty. Like, there's a subreddit for it, so that's how I find about those. Like, I probably wouldn't have just bought Constance Blind for full price at launch if it didn't have a demo that I played and I liked.
Yeah.
So the subreddit posted up like, "Oh, the Constance demo's out." Like, okay, cool. I can actually try the game out. Remember demos and demo discs, and then you could
But
ask.
the companies
Yeah,
have to do something.
Exactly.
Remember, like when we had demo discs, they gave them away in magazines and that was when we were using discs. So like you're promoting your game by allowing your game to be on said demo disc. You're also making sure to get it out to millions of people. Like now everybody has access to these stores and these platforms, and people look for demos, people look for free, people find things that fall into the free category, because we have to be a lot more conscious with our money because of the kind of climate that we're in now.
The good thing on Steam, in case people didn't know, if you hit browse in the store, there's a demos right there. So in case somebody didn't know that.
Yep.
Now, where do we get most of our gaming marketing now? To be honest with you, as much as you can say, oh, we don't like the video game awards, or this game award show is pointless, or like why do we watch this, or why do we watch that? This is the only place we can get games, because you don't really get game commercials anymore.
Nope.
You don't get
that.
advertisements.
Well,
you might get you got your content creators, your video game shows like the Tokyo Game Show, the Video Game Awards. These are how you get your trailers. There's no more E3. People don't know where to go. There's no more G4. Where are people supposed to go to hear about the new games? So when we talk about, oh, what trailers we like during the Game Awards, or what trailers or what new games got announced during this PlayStation Direct, or during this Xbox showcase, like we're talking about this because it's people like us, it's people who saw something and got interested and got excited. We're going to be the ones that are going to probably help influence or allow you to have an opinion, or even go search the trailer yourself, because somebody's going to copy that trailer, put it on YouTube, and then allow other people to watch it. Or they're going to cut up the show and cut up the pieces of the trailers that actually matter to other people, and they're going to allow other people to have access and content, and have content. Like, why wouldn't we share the trailers on our YouTube page that have shown on the Video Game Awards? If I could have somebody just find those trailers and share them, then I would be willing to have that done, just to have access for our audience, so they can see what they like. We're not going to give our opinion because we haven't played the game. We can give our opinion on what this looks like to me. Like, for instance, my personal opinion is sometimes I can't tell if a game is a Souls-like, a roguelike, or an action adventure. Just off of trailers, we don't get enough gameplay. And then when we do get gameplay, like, how do you tell the difference? Like, this is another good one. How do you tell the difference between a Souls-like and an action adventure game now, before you get to buy it?
I mean, that's true. I think I also want to do too is like start covering games that are not as wallet breaking too.
What do you mean by
For,
wallet breaking?
Because $70 is a lot for a lot of people.
It is.
$40 is a lot.
It is. That's
there
why
are some
I've been preaching
genuinely-
free games for so long, because I'll give people recommendations, and when I give people recommendations, they're games that I play, I find fun, that are free. I
There are
think
some
that
genuinely good
having,
games
like,
that are not
I'm-
free. But
I'm going to argue here that in 2025, you had some games that had no price to entry that rivaled some of these $70 games. I'm not gonna say that they're AAA, 10 out of 10 games, but they're pretty damn good. Like I said, Where Wins Me? It's literally everything in one game. Like, you want survival, then you can build, and you can do this and you can do that. You want a story, you want an action adventure, you got all of that. You want to crank up the difficulty and play it as a Souls-like. It's all of that to put together.
I'm gonna still talk it up because it's still one of the best games that came out in 2025. Fumes, it's like $14.99 right now.
Fumes?
Fumes, yes, like car.
Can you
fumes.
spell that for me, please?
FUMES.
FUMES. What is it about?
It is basically a car PG, twisted metal type of game where you're going through a world, you're fighting bosses, you're customizing your own vehicle from parts that you gather from destroying other enemies for $14.99. You can't turn that down. Like, I highly suggest it. It's
Well, here's the problem.
overwhelmingly well received.
Not a problem, but like for instance, like I played.
There is a demo too. You can play the demo.
Okay, I was
That
gonna say
demo.
I played a Twisted Metal game a few years back, right? And I was playing, and it was one of the newer Twisted Metals, one of the later Twisted Metals. And I started feeling after a while, like I remember the joy that we got back in the old Twisted Metal days. But after a while, I was like, this starting to feel a little dry, a little boring, a little like it like the nostalgia factor kind of went away, and it felt like it wasn't as fun as what I remembered. If that makes sense. But it also was a new Twisted Metal game. It wasn't like one of the classics. Like, are we are we kind of like playing through nostalgia factor with some of these games?
Mm, I think it's familiarity.
Familiarity,
Like it's a game that's familiar to you. Like a rogue, Metroidvania is familiar to E. That's what he plays. It's familiar to Raiden. Action adventure is familiar to me. Like if someone were to make a Devil May Cry type of game, that'd be familiar to me. Or a platformer is familiar to me.
right?
But if it's more than just being familiar, then it has the makings of being a good game.
Right. Like, all right. So now here's a new question. What if it's not about the money or the quality of the game, but it's about the time that you got to put into it? Like, you got to learn a new system, you got to learn this, you know what I'm saying? Like, is the barrier to entry really how much time it takes for you to get acclimated to the game?
I think that is a major factor in it. Like the onboarding process. The onboarding process has to be smooth to
Like,
grab your audience.
I'll give
No
an
one
example.
wants to be in a game. No one wants to play a game that has horrible onboarding. It's not
I'll
teaching
give an
the systems
example.
properly.
On January 22nd, there's another game coming out. Another, it's considered a gotcha game, but it's an open world kind of adventure, factory building. Like you build a factory in order to automate your gear and stuff like that. You have gear
Mhm.
augments. Simple combat systems, but it's called Arknight Enfield. Arknight's Enfield. And this game, from what I understand, during beta, a lot of the content creators put a lot of time into it. But the one complaint that I heard very often was there's too many tutorials. Literally, there's a tutorial for everything. Is that good onboarding or bad onboarding?
That is bad onboarding because I'm gonna be real.
Why?
If a game has way too many tutorials going through and isn't able to at least engage me in
Yeah, they said
understanding
you
its
could be
systems,
like 2-3 hours later and you're still getting tutorials.
that's terrible. And in my honest opinion, to teach your audience its systems, an hour max, like an hour maximum. If I'm still trying to learn the systems, 3 hours in, I think you failed.
Well,
I think you failed at properly on. At least I'm gonna say this: you failed at onboarding a large portion of the audience.
right.
Because the problem with the thing is, a lot of games end up falling. People end up quitting a lot of games because the onboarding sucks. That was Warframe's problem. Warframe is getting better with its onboarding of new players. You don't retain new players if your onboarding is bad.
Yeah, Warframe's problem initially was not initially because initially Warframe was stage based. It didn't even have the open world
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
thing to it. And then like when it developed for me, when it developed that open world and that story behind it,
Mhm.
I was confused because I had already done so much that like the open world was kind of like more open for me than I could remember.
It-
And so I was just like,
Sounds like it wasn't a good transition from stage to open world. Like they didn't
Right.
flow the story and lore.
Yeah.
right.
correctly.
Well, it wasn't like it was still a stage type of thing. It's just that like when you went from like you start the game and this is the stage you start on and this is what you do when it very first came out, and then it turned into planet to planet to planet to planet to these different points to get to different stages. I didn't understand what was going on.
Yeah,
And then
like, one of
they
the-
started introducing story, and I further didn't understand what was going on.
a problem too. I don't have a problem with it because I'm already pretty well integrated into those systems. But the problem I can see for a lot of newer players, because the new player experience matters a lot, is that the story elements that also unlock new systems within the game. So now we don't have those new core systems because they're locked behind a part of the story, but that story is also locked behind other requirements too to get to that part of it. It could be a very confusing sort of ordeal, which is why they've been revamping their new player experience. And that the new player experience is what matters a lot in a lot of games. Like I don't know why people act like it doesn't, but new player
Yeah, it's
experience
weird.
is how you
It's weird when I don't understand why so many companies like skip on. Like it's supposed to be your customers' first time introducing this game. You have to make it interesting to them and make it fun. But a lot of companies do that. They just here, just dive on in. It's like this isn't fun though. And we're gonna
Yeah.
stop.
Yeah, like what's the worst new player experience you played? Didn't learn shit.
New player?
Yeah,
I couldn't
worst new
even-
player experience.
It's probably better now, but I thought when Genshin launched, the start of the game was not that.
I'm sorry, White Knight Chronicles.
Ooh.
It is what it is. White Knight Chronicles. The beginning of the game, just like I think it was part 2 because I think I bought part 1 and part 2. So I think White Knight Chronicles 1 was cool, but White Knight Chronicles 2 was just like, all right.
Oh, I got a good one. Residence of Fate on PS3.
I got another one. Star Ocean 3.
3?
Really? On PS2?
It's so
I didn't play that
slow.
Yeah, I didn't play that
It's
one.
so slow.
I thought Star Ocean 2 was fine. Like I still think 2 is the best one, but
Yeah,
like,
2
I
is
feel
the
like-
best one, but
Oh.
3, oh my god, it takes forever.
With all of this conversation, it's come to find out that even though we have complainers, it seems as though content creators and live streamers are extremely important to the gaming industry. Just from what I've ascertained out of our conversation, like people, that's how people find out about gaming news. That's how people find out about new stuff because most of their advertisements and marketing are now on social media, Twitter, etc. Like every game's pretty much making a Twitter page now, and then the content creators are going out here and going through different Twitter pages and blah blah blah. Aside from getting trailers, but like for those smaller games, but like with content creators being an integral part of our gaming culture now, does that mean that our players are trained to complain because that's what gaming culture is now?
I think so. Depending on who's influencing the culture, it becomes this thing of like, I'm complaining because major content creator is complaining.
so
a lot
like
of it,
a lot of people unfortunately are sheep online and will just parrot what they hear from creators that they like without actually forming their own opinion.
is because a lot of people want some sort of sense of community. That's the
the
thing.
outrage is basically like an engagement loop.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's forced engagement.
that's actually perfect. Yes, it is forced engagement. It first off, it builds a sense of community because now we all hate said thing, quote unquote, and now we can just continue to talk about said thing. Oh wait, you also now brought up something new that's also negative. Cool, we get to be bad about that now too. Yeah.
rabble.
Yeah, like literally, it's like, dude, y'all are missing out on so much shit if you would just stop listening to these people who, number one, do not have good intentions at all. None of this shit. Like, there's a lot of grifters within the gaming space who are doing these things specifically because they know it makes them money. They know it runs up the views, and they know that they can capitalize off of it. If y'all would stop giving them attention, stop watching them, just go play what the fuck you like to play. You don't have to play what the fuck I'm suggesting you. You can go play a demo and give it a try and be like, hey, this is actually pretty cool.
Problem was that we were in an area a good piece of time where there weren't demos.
Yeah.
We had to rely on trailers. It was spray and pray. Spend your $70, spend your $60, and hope that you get a good game.
Yeah. It's like growing up.
When do you start not feeling like you're getting robbed?
When do you stop feeling like you're getting robbed?
When are you not feeling like you're getting robbed? If you get a bad game, there's no demo, you have no way to play it. You got a little trailer and you think the gameplay looks good and you think that this is entertaining, you think that this is for you. When do you stop feeling like you're getting robbed if you get a game that you don't enjoy?
It's like with anything in life, man. You take a risk. You are taking a risk. You're taking a risk with your money. If you don't want to take a major risk, you can find a game that's not expensive. In this day and age, you can go find a game that's not as expensive that you can just go ahead and try out, right? Me at my age now, and my experience in gaming, I know what I want to play. I know what I'm willing to put my money in. I know what I'm willing to not put my money in. I usually check reviews. I check what credible people are saying that are not at least having some kind of like biases and hidden money making agenda behind it. You know what I mean? I just kind of parse things from my information that I collect. You know? Like I wasn't about to listen to nobody. I wasn't about to listen to nobody tell me about like Assassin's Creed Shadows. I bought it because it's a fucking Assassin's Creed.
I mean, at this point, if you don't know what Assassin's Creed is, like you would pay attention to somebody like you would pay attention to somebody like, you know, saying something about Assassin's Creed Shadows if you've never played Assassin's Creed before and you kind of wanted to know what it was like. But like, all right, let me now I'm about to start something.
Oh boy.
What is the worst Assassin's Creed game made? That's not one. Because I wouldn't even argue that one is the worst.
That's technically a loaded question because Unity was the worst game at launch because it was terrible. They were just testing out the new engine. They released it too early, all that.
Yeah,
but as far as that, but then it got good. But I personally will say the worst big release Assassin's Creed game is Valhalla.
Yo, I'm about to say the same thing. Valhalla. Oh my god. Oh my god. This is why did they make it Assassin's Creed Dark Souls? Like, why?
I wouldn't even call it that. No, it's just I thought the story was blah. There's way too much bloat in the side missions to even get to the end of the story. Like,
damn, the system was so bad.
I appreciate Valhalla because it gave us Mirage because I think Mirage is way better than Valhalla. But yeah, I like one more, I like two more, I like three more, I like Black Flag more, I like Syndicate more, I like Unity more, I like Rogue more, I like Freedom Cry more, I like Shadows way more, I like Mirage way more. Yeah, I would put Valhalla as the worst one.
Valhalla, in my opinion, is the low point.
I'm gonna be honest with you, like Unity
that may be like three more.
Unity was tore up when it first came out.
Oh,
it was tore up. But I mean, it was also pretty bad because like it had performance issues. But as far as like the systems in that game, I still think it's one of the better.
What they were trying to do with Unity,
what they did, what they actually accomplished after the game got
Unity had arguably the best parkour out of all the games until they made the updated changes to Mirage and shit like that.
Yeah. Like,
And
had the best
now I'm
parkour.
starting to try to figure out, is Mirage, like, Mirage is cool, but like this new style of Assassin's Creed, is it as loved, is it as beloved as the old style was?
I don't think so. Still people put like Brotherhood and Black Flag as
Brotherhood is usually,
the peaks of
yeah.
the series.
Yeah. I do love me some Black Flag.
like
We get that-
Sparta
we get-
or
we get that
whatever.
another thing for 2026. We get the Black Flag remaster this year. They said it's coming out this year multiple times, so we'll
We better
see.
pack it with Freedom Cry though. Like dual pack it with Freedom Cry because Freedom Cry is much smaller anyway, so you can just remaster that too.
We don't know what they're doing in 2026. Remember, game sizes are bloated for no reason.
Yeah.
So as far as like it being smaller, I don't even know.
What I would love is a remake or expansion to Assassin's Creed 3 Liberation that had Aveline took place in
Ooh, yeah,
New Orleans, if I remember right. Yeah, it was New Orleans.
Yep.
Yes.
that would have been dope. Great character.
Everyone forgets Aveline.
Nah.
Well, it sucks that she was just like pigeonholed to a handheld as a
Yeah,
handheld
so-
title. It's like,
That's-
oh,
Well,
Also-
they eventually ported it to the other consoles, but it was still like it was already years after, and no one.
yeah, exactly.
Now, I want to kind of touch back on what we talked about last week and how games are bloated. Especially mentioning Assassin's Creed, Freedom Cry and things of that nature, like including other games into certain bundles and things of that nature. Are games big because they need to be, or are they big because they can be?
That's a good
Like-
Hi, Hopper.
Like,
Hopper's
are they
ass
getting
has an
bigger to
opinion.
make them better, or are they just getting bigger because nobody's telling them to stop? Like, it feels like, for a long time, big is good, like bigger maps, longer campaigns, we're putting more systems into our games. Now we're getting games where we're starting to have massive installs. It's expansive to run. They keep adding more worlds. Even Pokemon, like your Pokemon DLCs are adding new islands. They're adding new this. They're adding new that. They're demanding on hardware. They take up all of your storage. Like, why? Why do they keep on doing this? Like, what is it that is causing this to happen? Like,
There you go.
I think it's to get you to play the game for much longer because now it's about like gamer retention rather than just like putting out a solid product that like, hey,
are you making money the
Play-
longer I'm playing this game?
if they load it with microtransactions, you are. If they
So-
live service it,
But
you are.
no, he's right. Like if just because a game's long doesn't mean the company necessarily gets more money out of it. Like
Yeah.
they've already got the purchase. Like even if they never add anything, they got the money. But
True.
like if they got microtransactions, you might want to
So
go
here's
back
the
and
thing.
add some stuff.
if you want to nickel and dime the people, right? If you not necessarily like nickel and dime, but like, all right, so for instance, if you want to, and this is gonna sound crazy, but if you want to make more money, right? Do you make a game, charge for it up front, and just get your money and hope you can make a DLC? Or do you make a game something like Where Winds Meet, where it's a full game that you're probably gonna keep updating anyway, and you make people pay for things in the game, and you pretty much live off the microtransactions? Like,
I'm not sure you
which one is the better model for your typical game? Just because V wanted me to do it so bad. V been wanting to do that all show.
Oh god.
I think the people in charge nowadays would prefer to
Get that money up
Release.
front.
I would say release 80% of the game up front.
Yeah.
Okay.
Get your initial money, but then get you later on with the nickel and diamond.
Okay.
Yep.
But in order for you to get me with the nickel and diamond, your game got to be good. Which means that if I bought this game And like, I'm not buying your DLC packages off day one no more. Because I know that day 55, day 90, day 130, I'm not playing this game anymore. And I don't know it, but I know I'm starting to know my habits and my patterns. And I might come back when your DLC comes out. I haven't come back to Monster Hunter just because the DLC title updates have come out. You know when I'm going to go back to Monster Hunter? When the expansion comes out. This is my pattern. I'll play through the Monster Hunter. Usually I'll play through the story and then I'll put it down after I beat the story, and then I'll come back when the expansion comes out.
Fraud Hunter.
And then after the expansion comes out and the game is complete, I will play for hours and hours and hours. Come on, dog. I have 800
Wait,
hours.
no, wait. So you're telling me
Rise, I
play-
did this exact thing.
you'll play a gotcha game that is not finished, that will be constantly updated, but you can't do that with a premium game like Monster Hunter?
I'm not saying that I can't.
What's the difference?
I'm saying that I know that there's an expansion coming. I know that there are going to be new systems and new monsters in said expansion. Usually I get through the story of the Monster Hunter, but I won't continue to farm, and you know what I'm saying? Like, I won't do the continuous farming. Like, some people will continually farm and get to as high a hunter rank as possible. I'll usually get through it, and I don't want to wear myself out. Come back for the expansion, get the new systems, get the new monsters, get the new expansions, get the new area, get the new levels, get the new everything. Play through that, start doing the master rank quests, getting my master rank up as high as possible. I'll start doing that. That's when the game is finished. I'm not saying that I won't do it for Monster Hunter. I'm just saying that normally I won't. This time I'm playing on PC, so this time it's not the same experience.
So would you also apply that logic to like an MMORPG?
No, I played MMOs for a long time.
And
I was on a free to play MMOs type thing, and when I would play free to play MMOs, if it was an MMO that gripped me or had the right systems, then I'd be playing until I reach level cap. I'd be doing end game content. I'd be doing wars and battles and things of that nature. If it was something that didn't really hold me, then I was on it. I was off it. I felt that there was no skin off my teeth because I'd have to pay in.
oh yeah, you've never actually like paid. You never actually.
I played
played
14.
premium.
I played 14.
Okay.
I paid for 14 a little bit.
You can't be right there. Dude, come on now.
I was just checking. Hey, listen, I will say the
All
onboarding.
right, at least now I'm in view.
onboarding for I will say the onboarding pre them doing a bunch of shit for like 14 is a little slow. It's worth it after you get out of that. You get to Heaven's Ward.
Did you see the boop?
Yep.
Boop. Sorry, having too much fun with the cat. So the onboarding with 14.
But yeah, I would say the onboarding for 14 is a little slow. In the Realm Reborn, which most of the time,
well, that was the redo of the vanilla game.
Yeah. Most people tell you like, hey, listen, just
remember the vanilla game.
Just blaze through Realm Reborn. Just go through the main story. Don't do a bunch of side quests. Just blaze through the main story quests, the MSQ for Realm Reborn, and you're good. Which it is true. Like if you just blaze through that, and then you get to Heaven's Ward, then it's like, oh, now I'm at the good shit. Now I'm getting that good shit. Wait, what?
I hate games that level gate you.
What do you mean?
So you know how you play through the story of a game, right? You're playing through, and then you get to a certain point, and they're like, "Oh, we need you to get to blah 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 level, or we need you to progress to such and such," or like they're essentially forcing you to do side quests.
Yeah, I hate that.
I hate when games force you to do certain things before you can continue on in the story. Let me play the game how I want to play the game.
I'm glad 14 doesn't do that, because if you just straight up do the main story quest, it gives you your appropriate XP that you need to level. Like you don't have to.
So that you can keep on being where you want to
Yeah,
be.
yeah. You never have to like touch the side shit unless you want to like I guess unlock certain things or whatever the fuck. But like you don't have to do none of the side shit. At least for the Realm Reborn MSQ.
So now this is another controversial question. First of all, before we get to the controversial question, what's the last game you played that felt big and empty?
Big and empty.
Big and empty. I know the game. I got a game right on the tip of my tongue.
I guess
I kn-
Starfield.
Okay, fair,
Yeah.
fair.
Because
That
like
is, that is
the
extremely
thing that
fair.
the thing I know about Starfield is like not like the main story's bad. Like it's passable.
The
It's
story's
fine.
okay. It's serviceable.
But like, why did they make there was no purpose of making so many empty worlds that literally have nothing on it. Not even resources, no people, no creatures to fight.
Yeah.
It's like the exploration aspect's cool. I get it, but that's a waste. That's a waste of time for me to go down to a planet and there's nothing. That's a
Then
waste
the
of time.
exploration. Then the exploration.
Like, but you're exploring. It's like, okay, reward me for exploring something. Like,
but then the exploration experience is hampered by the fact that there are loading screens everywhere. From when you launch to when you land to when you get out the ship to when you get through the corridors of the ship. It's like I don't want to explore if I have to keep going through all these stupid ass loading screens.
what annoys me is like I really want to try that Star Wars mod, but you have to buy the DLC for the mod to work.
Yeah.
Which I was like, that's a bad taste in my mouth. I don't want to do that.
Loading screens. Just remove the loading screens, dog. Here's the thing that does it. Here's the thing that I still don't understand with Starfield. How is it a game that's like 10 years older? No Man's Sky is 10 years old, right?
Which one? Which game?
No Man's Sky is 10 years old, right?
20 was that 2015? Yeah, 2015, 2016 probably. Yeah. And Starfield was 2023, 2022, whatever it was. 2016 for No Man's Sky. Starfield was probably 2022.
Yeah.
2023. All right.
Yeah, so a game from like 10 years ago, officially now, had seamless takeoff and landing between planets, and y'all couldn't figure that out
With way more money and people.
with way more money. In a bigger budget, like you couldn't figure that out. And less worlds. You have less world. Like, what are we doing? But yeah, for me, Starfield, empty as hell. There's so much potential that game had. There's a lot of things
They just did the Bethesda specials. Like, we'll release the game, but the mod is going to make a lot of stuff people are going to want to play in the mods.
And
So you know my game that I feel was big and empty.
What is that?
And y'all are gonna. I said, you know what my game is that felt big but felt kind of empty. Kind of felt blah.
What?
Forspoken.
I have
haven't. I literally bought it for $5. I don't know, an actual physical copy for $5, brand new. But I still haven't started. I played the demo, but I haven't actually played the game.
So, all right, I played the demo too. I bought the game, I think. Playing the actual game, like I was like, oh, this isn't as bad as as everybody's making it out to be. Like when she's in the city and the game starts and blah blah blah, and then when she gets transitioned over, I realized that you do a lot of traversal through the world, and like there's a lot of distance that you have to cover to get from one thing to the next. And then like you do a lot of, and then you're in a city, you're talking, and it felt like it didn't hold me because it felt empty. Like you start traveling, and then the next thing you're just in the middle of a bunch of enemies, and then you're just doing this, and then you're moving forward into wherever it is that you want to go. The game felt big and empty. You need your progression of powers to be at a decent pace. You need you like the game was huge. Like there was a ton of dialogue. There was a ton of everything in the game. It just felt blank, empty.
I got one. I love this game, but Horizon 5.
Forza
Mm-hmm.
Horizon 5.
Like Mexico
What are
was
we
a
on?
cool idea until you realize that like there's a lot of just
Jungle?
blank desert, just desert,
Jungle,
nothing
desert.
happening. And the amount of when you're around the cities or the jungle, it's cool as fuck. But the desert is the most boring part of it. That and like the DLC was not good. The Hot Wheels DLC was not good at all. That shit was just buns. That's why I hope that Forza Horizon 6, because it's taking place in Japan, has
Does.
way more major cities.
I don't
Put
know.
more big cities. I don't want a lot of like open space. Like I get it. We do off-roading in the game. I get it. I understand.
What major cities would you put in Japan?
Tokyo, Osaka, fucking
Kyoto.
Wait, Kyoto.
I was about to say Tokyo and Kyoto are like not right next to each other.
Well, yeah,
and
I know.
Tokyo
I don't
has
know
like
what part-
23 different wards.
I don't know what part of Japan they're gonna choose to do it at.
Well, that's the thing. Like I feel like they're
What's
not
that
going to do
called?
all of Japan because then it would just be, the crew.
You mean the crew that decided to be Forza Horizon? Bro,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. I played a little bit of the Crew Motorsport. I couldn't do it.
Bro,
I'd rather-
the
I
Crew
was just like, I'd
Motorsport was the
rather
last
play-
one, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So the Crew was a big game too, like the last one. But I don't know if you've ever seen any of the Crew content creators.
I do like that one guy, Co Gaming. I like him though.
They would go and they would literally race for pinks and stuff like, and they would have storylines. And this game, like, I think that the content creation might have been actually the thing that made the game more fun.
Yeah, but but you know what all this tells me is that those games need a story. I'm gonna tell you right now, my number one request for Forza Horizon 6 is a story. Give me a story, an engaging story where I can give a shit about the characters. You have Japan. Like,
Bro, you probably ain't getting there, bro.
Well, I mean, you got story in
give me a rival.
no, the last what is this? Was it Forza in Hawaii?
No, you mean no? That's
That's the Crew, isn't it?
that's the Crew.
No, that's not the Crew.
Motorsport.
No, that's not the Crew.
Motorsport is in Hawaii.
You're right.
Forza Horizon was in Mexico.
Oh, well, the Crew Motorsport gave you a ton of like exposition and stuff, and they gave you like history on.
I will say, I did thoroughly enjoy like the Japanese inspired street racing story because it's like, oh,
That's what
we
I'm saying.
have an
Like
actual
the fact
story
that they
here.
gave you like the Lamborghini story and the Japanese street racing story and like I liked what
want
the
them
Crew
to do that
Motorsport
with
did.
Horizon 6. Give me like, it ain't gotta be like gritty. It ain't gotta be like Unbound levels of storytelling or Heat, because Heat had a great story. It ain't gotta be Heat levels of story, like Need for Speed Heat levels of storytelling, but like you can at least give me a rival in Horizon 6. Maybe my rival steals my spot on the racing team, so now I have to like work my way up to beat
I
them.
have a little bit of a pet peeve that's going on right now. Not on right now, but like in racing games. My pet peeve is that Need for Speed has too many cops. Need for Speed has turned into nothing like the racing games don't have the same feeling and the same effect as like what they used to have. And so, like, Need for Speed, in order to try to offset it, has added a bunch more police. And sure, people love the police and police chases in those games or whatever. But like, we didn't need it like the way they introduced it in, like, for instance, the last Need for Speed. We didn't need to have your wanted meter go up after every race,
So hold on.
and then every race at night ending in a cop chase, and the cop chase be almost impossible to stop. Like, I don't need that. I don't need a whole bunch of traffic. I don't need Sometimes I just need the racing games to be racing games where I can race and feel like I'm gonna lose and have stakes. Sure, there's a story. Add me a story where I'm progressing through a ladder of or a ranking of street racers, or I got something going, like when they made that Need for Speed Underground, when they made the Need for Speed remake in 2015. You know what I'm saying? Start me off a little rinky dink car and make me work my way up. Like, I like those kind of things.
So what you're telling us is that you can't outrun the cops.
I didn't say that. I said I get sick of it after every single race. Every race. I do not want to do this.
So you're bad at outrunning the cops in Need for Speed, is what you're saying. I haven't had a problem with that in Unbound. Heat. Okay, I'll give you heat. I will give you
Heat is easier to outrun the cops to me.
No, it's not.
It is. Once you get to the point,
what are you talking about?
Bro, in Heat, once you get to the point where you have Lamborghinis and all that stuff, I don't want to be driving Lamborghinis in Unbound. I want to be driving my fancy street cars.
It's easy to it's easier to outrun them in my street car in Unbound. Like, what are you talking about? The fucking racers are more of a problem in Unbound than the cops are.
I don't like having a cop chase after every race.
They're easy to outrun.
I don't care. I don't want to have a cop chase after every race. The cop chase starts mid race, and then I don't want to have to do this after every race. It gets tiring.
I mean, if your car is slow as hell, just say that.
I don't know what my car is anymore. To be honest with you, I don't know what my car is anymore. I ain't played it in a while, but like, I think that that's artificial engagement.
Again, I'll give you Heat.
Heat was fine.
I think the rubber banding of the race difficulty in Unbound is worse than the cops in Unbound.
Yes.
That is probably also a thing.
It felt like I was fighting for my life.
Like, playing on normal
race.
Like, I don't really play those games on hard difficulty because usually the AI in the Need for Speed games is stupid. And I'm sitting there like, damn, I'm struggling. What the hell's going on? All right, let me put it back to normal. And then even normal, I was like, I have the best car in this race, but I am getting dusted by this Pinto with a racing stripe on the side of it for no reason. Like, how am I going average like 140, but it's like, I'm like, my car is maxed out for this rank. What are we talking about?
Yeah, like, you'll have the higher rating out of everyone else.
Now, I will say in Unbound,
still whoop your ass. I don't know why.
The online was pretty bad.
Yeah, it wasn't great. I mean, the campaign was the story mode / campaign was fun, but yeah, but you had to get there was a definite learning curve to some of them tracks.
Oh my god, yeah. Oh my god.
Like I said, the police chases and that artificial engagement those are things that I don't necessarily fully appreciate, but like, I understand, like, sometimes these are things that contribute to the size of games. So, like, is it that these games are lacking optimization? Like, we talked about the optimization issue last week. Is it that these games are always lacking optimization, or is it that they're trying to overload us with too much content? Pardon me, too much content. Like, if you're adding so much because you want people to keep playing, you want people to buy these DLCs, you want to keep people engaged, you want this, you want that. There's a lot of things that you can want, but you're adding a ton. And the more you add, the more, like, when games were simple, we played them a lot. We loved them. is a 100-hour game better than a 20-hour game? Like one of the games that were nominated for game of the year was what, Doom: The Dark Ages, and didn't you say that was a 6-hour game? 4 to 6,
something like that.
Like, how long did it take you to beat Doom: The Dark Ages?
Going on my thing now.
Like 16 hours.
6 to 10.
Yeah,
6 to 10 is
6 to 10.
not a lot of time for a
16,
$70
not
game.
16. No, I said 16 hours for me.
Oh, you 16.
Yeah, about 16 to 18 hours.
Okay, and you were probably slow rolling, weren't you?
Nah, he beat it
I
before I
don't think
did.
it was.
He beat it by far. I did by like a day or something like that. I'm trying to see my gameplay time on it.
I'm just asking this because, like,
I was pretty casual with it.
still under 20 hours is a short time. Like, you pay $70 for a game, and it's nominated for Game of the Year. It was nominated.
But how
Dark Age wasn't nominated for Game of the Year.
No, all right. Well, it still was nominated for.
It won best accessibility in it.
Yeah.
It was
I'm just saying, like, it was nominated for awards. I don't remember.
Yeah.
I don't remember what exactly was nominated for Game of the
it
Year.
won best accessibility.
It was nominated for things. It was nominated for awards. I apologize. I made a mistake. I said Game of the Year. But either way, like, it's a game that didn't give you 20 hours worth of content. You know what I'm saying? For you to like be like, oh, I've been playing this game for 60 hours and I'm still going through. It didn't have to give you all of that.
I felt
It didn't have to be long to be good.
Well, I'm gonna be real with you. I feel that Doom: The Dark Ages is perfectly paced, in my opinion.
But that's
It didn't
literally
overstay
what I'm
its
saying.
welcome. I don't want. Here's the thing. I don't want a game to feel like it's overstaying its welcome. Because I'm gonna tell you what, if your game ain't engaging and fun enough that like I'm gonna enjoy playing it over 20 hours, now you're just wasting my time. And there's
Right.
a lot of games where it's just like, oh, it takes 50 hours to beat this, and a lot of people equate like, oh, it has 50 hours of gameplay, therefore I feel like it's worth the price. It's like, yeah, but if it's boring as shit, and
But here's the
gameplay is
problem.
awful,
When do you start feeling like short time games like that are ripping you off?
I don't feel it's short timed. I feel it's perfectly timed for what it is.
That game. But if more games start doing this, when do you feel like it's not worth your $70?
If the
Your
gameplay story
$80,
don't
your
feel
$90
worth
that
it.
Nintendo's trying to get you. When do you start feeling like that?
At that point, I think it comes down to, I guess, what, your personal preference. Like, here's
And
my thing. Do you feel
I think that we got bloat because we got so big, so bloated, so much time, so many hours and so many different features because they wanted to try to justify the price.
But here's the thing too. With people who feel like, oh, this game's too short or whatever, right? You can look up the achievements in those games. Here's how I can tell a lot of people are frauds. You can look up the achievements in those games, and it'll tell you the percentage of people who actually unlock those achievements. And if
PlayStation
that
tells
final,
you the
hold on,
percentage of
and if
people.
that achievement that you get for beating that game is a very low percentage, what does that tell you? It tells you that not a lot of people have beaten that game,
Mhm.
which means that a lot of people are out here again being frauds and lying.
Yeah,
Everybody's like, "Oh, this game's too short," and then I see that beating the final boss achievement, and it's like 1%.
You ain't gotta
of the player
be the
base
final boss to
unlock
have
it.
an opinion on the game, sir.
Wait, what?
I said you ain't gotta be the final boss to have an opinion on the game, sir.
You at least have to get halfway through the game to have an opinion. And sometimes people don't even be getting halfway through a game.
You've had opinions on games after 10 minutes.
Out of curiosity,
Sometimes a bad game is bad in 10 minutes.
Out of curiosity, how many people percentage of people on Steam do you think have beaten Hades 2? Like the actual credits roll? Because when you beat Chronos the first time, there's so much other shit you gotta do. How many people got credits roll in Hades 2, percentage wise? Not that low.
6%.
I don't know how long the game. I've never played the game.
10%.
Nah, 22%. So people are
Okay,
a good amount of people actually playing Hades 2. I was actually curious.
that's good. That's good. Let me see. Actually, let me see.
Yeah, like I know that usually like platinum trophies are like a 1% or less than 1%, but like yeah, I could imagine that the achievements and accomplishments for finishing a game. I don't know how long Hades 2 is, so you know.
To do everything for me took like, well, not everything. Like I have probably
To go
70%.
through a single run
Well, to go
or
through
like
a single run will take you like 30 minutes, but to like credits roll the game, you have to go through multiple of those runs, and you have to do at least 10. I'm trying to think the items you have. Actually, maybe you have to do probably 12 full runs at least.
okay.
So,
Only
but
38%.
there's
My bad. Go ahead.
no good.
Only 38% have actually completed Doom: The Dark Ages on Steam.
Which is crazy because it's not a hard game.
It's
Or
really
a
not.
long
You can make
game.
that game easy as fuck if you want to through the accessibility options. You can make it legitimately very crazily easily. Only 38% beat it. That's what I'm saying. You want to talk about game length and all that stuff, and y'all not even beating short games. Less
I
than 50%
mean,
of y'all.
are players more forgiving of visuals or performance now?
As
Because
in, what do they care
a lot
about
of
more?
a lot of the game sizes are coming down to they're trying to crank out all of these graphics, but also trying to increase performance on all of these systems and all these consoles. Are gamers more like? I'm going to be honest with you. I've heard people say that they won't play a game because it looks ugly. I've heard other people say that they won't play a game because it's in 30 frames.
Okay, 30 frames. That's
Performance is your answer.
I would rather a game be 60. I'm gonna be real.
Hey, I would rather 60 frames
60
and
frames.
not the but the most heightened visuals.
Because First Ascendant visually is crazy, but the performance is dog shit. That's why I quit the First Ascendant. Is well that and it just felt like a hollow version of Warframe. So, but like other than that, like performance wise, absolute ass performance for a game. I would rather you tone down the visuals and just give me a solid 60.
So, does a smooth experience matter more than realism?
Yep. For me, it does.
Yeah, for me, if something's too jittery, it's just jarring and messes with me like how I play it. Like
Does this explain why older games keep winning?
I don't know about winning.
I'm just saying. We talked about it earlier. The people that are playing games are playing older games. If you look at games like Fortnite, it does not have the realism factor.
No,
It has the performance though.
but I will say, I think I hate to make the defense for Fortnite, but again, there's way more shit now in Fortnite than just Battle Royale. So maybe people are engaging in all the other things that are in Fortnite. You can create your own. You can create your own game modes in that game now. It's Fortnite is basically essentially Roblox, which funny enough, Roblox is also on that list. I feel like Roblox doesn't really count because Roblox is a virtual world. You're not. There is no Roblox default game mode. It is a building block. You do whatever you want with it. If you want to build a first-person shooter, like a realistic first-person shooter that looks like Call of Duty with the models and all that shit, and you can do that in Roblox. If you want to build, I don't know, a fighting game in Roblox, you can do that. If you want to build like a Naruto Ninja Storm type game, you can do that in Roblox. And Fortnite is kind of becoming that sort of thing too. So I don't.
actually before that little weird My Hero battle royale game came out, people made a My Hero like pseudo battle royale in Roblox before that game came out.
People made Dragon Ball fighting games in Roblox. Like you could do so much shit in there that it's not. You have people made GTA in it. They made GTA Online in Roblox now. So you can't really count that as like, oh, people are playing old games because those are platforms that don't. They're a building block. They're virtual worlds. They're not games. They're virtual worlds. There's a difference between a game and a virtual world. A game has a set rule and a set beginning, middle, end. Normally, if it unless it's a live service game, right? It's not a sandbox that you can just build anything you want on it. Like I can't build anything I want on World of Warcraft. I can't build anything I want in Final Fantasy VII Remake. I have to engage with that system that it already has, and that's it. That's all I get to engage with. But something like a Fortnite or like a Roblox, they give me the tools to do whatever I want, basically. So it's not I don't count those two specifically. But y'all playing Grand Theft Auto and Call of Duty, that's a different story. Like, nah, there is no excuse. If you still playing Grand Theft Auto online, remember they're saying, remember the data is PS5 and Xbox, meaning that y'all who are playing Grand Theft Auto on console, y'all don't even get the excuse of playing Grand Theft Auto role play. Because that would be like, okay, I get that. You're playing regular Grand Theft Auto 5 online in 2025, 2026, and 2024. Why? The economy is going to shit in Grand Theft Auto Online. Like $100,000 in Grand Theft Auto Online does not stretch the way it used to back in the day. Y'all paying way more money. Y'all, number one, also, Rockstar is making mad money off of them shark cards. They make billions of dollars a year off of shark cards, bro. So y'all are playing a 10-year-old game, 10-year-old plus game,
13.
and pumping money into it.
Yeah, 13 this year.
13 this year. Y'all are pumping mad money into Grand Theft Auto. But then y'all talk about ain't no good games out. I mean, you'd be able to. I'm gonna say this: you would be able to buy new games if you stop spending money in things like Call of Duty, Madden, and Grand Theft Auto Online. You would actually have money to buy new games if you didn't spend it in those. But I don't like the pocket watch. But like, come on, like, what are we doing here? Talk about ain't no new games. Y'all spending all y'all money in old games. All right. That's why you don't have money for new games.
Not saying it ain't no new games. They saying it ain't no good new games.
How would they know? They wasted all their money in old games.
How you gonna hate from outside the club? You can't even get in.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's like someone talking about like, oh man, all new cars are trash. But I just bought me a
Nah,
1984 Taurus.
No, I was gonna say somebody says all new cars are trash, but they ride around a unicycle.
Yeah, like, and they keep buying a unicycle every year. The most expensive version of a unicycle. You don't know because you spend it on an expensive unicycle every year. So shut your ass up. Like, god damn.
So with that, I think that it feels like we're kind of at a point where, all of the things that we talked about today kind of tied together. We talked about game bloat last week. We talked about how big games are starting to get. We talked about how the sizes are almost unnecessary. Today, it's not necessarily about bloat, but the sizes are because they're trying to add more. They're trying to put more in these games. At the end of the day, they're giving us more. And now we're talking about players sticking with the same games instead of trying new games, complaining about the new games while they continue to play the old games. At the end of the day, it kind of all asks the same question to me, and that really boils down to, what do we really want from our games right now? I'm sure every person has a different answer to this question. And I almost promise you that every person's answer to this question is different from actual gameplay habits that they have formed. Because in my mind, I can tell you exactly what I ideally want, but sometimes what my gameplay habits show is that I don't have the time for the things that I want or the things that I'm asking for. I'm not saying that we're wrong or that we don't have the, like we don't know what we actually want, because what I'm saying I want is what I actually want, especially right now. But sometimes we just can't always, you know, go with what our ideal is and have all of the time allowed that we need to go through. So either way, we'll leave you with a bunch to think about. You know, what is it that you want out of your games? How is it that you want to play your games? What's your ideal game? Are you still playing old games? Do you have any games that are going to be new in 2026 that you have seen and are wanting to try? I have a whole list of them written down in a book because I saw a bunch of stuff that I was like, "Oh, I want to play that. I want to play the new Divinity." It probably ain't gonna come out in 2026. That game probably ain't coming out until 2028. But I want to play the new Divinity game. Like that game looks like it's gonna be fire. Um, Either way, leave it with us in the comments. Holler at us later. And you know what? I think we'll close out with that one. So remember, if there's ever anything you want to do, all you got to do is press the start button.
Peace.
We out.
Hey, y'all.